You're watching Wake Up with Pradeep Kumar, the #2 show on TV, because everybody else is #1. Thank you for watching. Pick up the phone, call your friends, your neighbors, everybody out there, and let them watch. Tell them, you know, the problems we have in Guyana flooding. We need their support. We're not asking much, big bucks. Small canned food drive is on. $1 can buy 2 cans. You can be a part of it, okay? If you can afford more, thank God for this. Be a part of it. Drop-off point, Masjid Al-Abidin. Masjid Al-Abidin, we have the annex building. We are putting in the cartons, special dimensions for the aircraft. We are packing it, stuffing it, wrapping it, seal taping it, and shrink wrapping it, so no spillage, okay? So it's simple, it's easy. We're working with collaboration with Travelspan Vacations. That's the airline that got special concessions. They don't fly the Guyana route. We worked the paperwork with the president and CEO of Meridian Airlines and Mr. Nohar Singh from Travelspan. They were very cooperative. I had the pleasure of working with these gentlemen. You saw them in the footage. You'll see more of them coming up, okay? And they were on the trip also, mission flight. So they went in, special permission granted to Travelspan. It was a team effort, okay? So now we shrink wrap. And the amazing thing is, you know, our packages were delivered beautiful. Not one spillage from one package from Masjid Al-Abidin. I want to thank all the brothers from Masjid Al-Abidin for doing a tremendous, great job shrink wrapping and taping. Other packages you were on the tarmac, they spilled. Problems to collect it. All the packages from Masjid Al-Abidin to CIOG intact because of the way we organized and planned it. We've got to say thank you, Masjid Al-Abidin, for having a great idea and coordinating the effort. Wonderful. We continue to drive. Drop off your supplies. Corner of 127th Street and Liberty Avenue. It's going straight, consigned to CIOG, who is working with the relief agencies, and everybody is benefiting. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, and beyond. You'll see the videotape. It's speaking for itself. Items needed. Let me give you a list. They passed it on to me. Disinfectant. They want large quantities of disinfectant. Hand sanitizers. Disposable gloves. Antifungal cream. Coconut oil. Anti-itch cream. Medicated soap. Water treatment tablets. Kitchen sets. Blankets. Plastic sheeting. Chlorine. Hygiene kits. Shovels. Rakes. Other cleaning equipments. Water tanks. We still need canned foods, rice, flour, split peas, beans, chickpeas, milk powder, because they need to eat. CIOG is preparing 2,000 meals per day, and then they're passing it on to the CDC, the Civil Defense Commission. They're doing the distribution in the area, not CIOG, the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana. They're packaging it at MYO Thomas Lands and giving the CDC. They're doing the distribution, okay? So everybody out, all the outreach hands, they're getting it there. Nobody knows who is Hindu, who is Muslim, who is Christian. They're in need. The CDC hands it out. This is the way it's going in Guyana, my brothers and sisters. It's an update. Okay, we got more video footage for you coming out of Guyana.
They just visited the cargo, liaison to the president of Guyana, His Excellency Barry Jagjob, Brother Robert Persaud, Mr. Reepu Daman Persaud, Kaka Khan, Niasi, I see my old friend Nias Subhan also there. I'd like to get my microphone of my good old buddy and friend, Pandit Reepu Daman Persaud, Minister in the government. Good to see you, Panditji.
Nice to see you, Pradeep.
Yeah.
And I think we do appreciate this gesture. It is an excellent gesture. People are suffering, and you are coming to the rescue. It transcends limited religion, and it moves to humanity, care, concern, love. And the government of Guyana do appreciate what has been done by these groupings, bringing stuff to alleviate the suffering that currently exists in the country. We thank you very much.
Always there for you, Panditji. Okay? Thank you very much. Pleasure always, man. Yeah. Okay, we will get over here to, yes, we want the very special brother, Pradeep Kumar, man, Pradeep. Liaison to the President, His Excellency, we have Robert Persaud here. Robert, you just inspected the cargo inside. That's only some of it. We have more in the back hold. We'll be bringing out everything. What are your first impressions?
Well, first of all, it shows the generosity of our people. We've been seeing a lot of that here where persons from different villages, rich and poor, have been coming out to support the national relief effort. Now we see our Guyanese brothers and sisters and friends of Guyanese using this opportunity to send down relief supplies. You know, it's just an example of what Guyanese are, be they live here or they live overseas. And I want to, on behalf of the president who has expressed his regrets in not being here, to convey the government's sincerest thanks to those persons, the donors, those who have made this flight here possible. You know, from the time the disaster struck, the government said we require all the help we can in different areas in bringing early relief. And it is good to see Guyanese people have been one of the first stepping forward in not only pledging, but actually getting supplies on the ground. And this here, I think, is a proud moment for all Guyanese. Also, in saying thanks too, I want not to convey the impression that people are starving. People aren't starving. There's adequate food supply. There is adequate medicinal supplies, but we want to ensure that there's enough, because we're not sure how long the situation will persist. But again, we're appreciative of the help, and it shows that our Guyanese brothers and sisters who are afar are thinking about us here, and the government is very appreciative of that.
Just tell me, do you have a distribution system in place right now? Because this happened maybe about 7-8 days ago. So do you have it in all the areas?
There's the Joint Operations Center. The whole system, what I have here is a copy of the president's briefing file. It tells you where deliveries are going on a daily basis. It tells you where, it says where deliveries are. So there's an entire machinery, an entire network, which is manned by the Civil Defense Commission, that is coordinated by the Joint Operating Center, consisting of the police, the army, that is the joint services. And the president himself has created a resource center at State House, his official residence. He's converted that into a resource center because he's personally involved in those initiatives to ensure that things work efficiently, they work well, and they reach the targeted group. From day one, the president convened an emergency meeting of his cabinet. He deployed the Army's head, ensured that an assessment was done immediately. He created 5 committees on the first day: health, water and sanitation, shelter, infrastructure, donor coordination and support, food supplies. And these committees have been working from day one. A mechanism and a machinery has been set up. And so far, in excess of 100,000 hot meals have been delivered. More than 40,000 hampers have gotten to families affected. More than 10,000 families have been evacuated, and they are being supplied with meals on a daily basis. The Ministry of Health has seen more than 70,000 persons, because there's a preemptive approach, because we know after flood you have waterborne diseases. So there's a preemptive approach going into these communities, educating people. On my way up, I was speaking to the head of the local pharmaceutical company, Dr. Ramroop, and he has assured the president that there's adequate medical supplies necessary. His plant is working around the clock, because we've moved into a state when from food supplies to shelter to ensuring the waters are drained, to take preventative action in terms of medical. And in another 4 or 5 days, once the water would have been removed from the land, we will move to the phase what we call rebuilding or rehabilitation. Right now, the focus is on relief. We've seen the flood waters dropping. We have the report shows that over the past several days, it has dropped between 8 to 24 inches. That is below the Crest Dam, that is after the Conservancy. So it's been dropping. You still have some waters in some community. There are more than 52 pumps deployed. That's in addition to what the regular drainage system there is, to see how early we can bring relief. So I want to assure you that there is an organized structure, this national relief effort that is being led by the Civil Defense Commission. The president is taking a day-to-day personal involvement in it. His ministers are currently, as we speak, in the fields, meeting communities in Enterprise, in Buxton, in Paradise, in Sophia. All ministers are going out personally, overseeing the various components of the relief effort. And again, the police and the army have been deployed to support this.
At one point, we brought in a shipment of stuff that we are collecting there through Masjid Al-Abidin. And now that is coming to the body of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana. Now, we did instruct the president, Haji Fazeel Ferouze, to pass this over to the relief committee here so they can do an equitable distribution. Are you aware of that? Because we have to feed back the people in New York. We don't want them to believe for one moment that it's coming to a particular group of people. I want you to tell us on camera here.
Well, first of all, I'm aware of this arrangement in terms of getting the supplies into the National Relief Distribution Network. But I want to make a point. What we've seen over this period, the spirit of people coming together and sharing. The CIOG, our Muslim brothers, the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha, Pandit Reepu Daman Persaud, the largest Hindu organization, the Guyana Council of Churches, and Bishop One Edghill. These three organizations have been working closely with government. The government in many instances have been providing them with supplies for them either to cook or to distribute into different communities. And the religious groups have been a vital and a necessary network in reaching to all the areas. We have not received a single report of saying a particular religious denomination only distributing relief to a particular, if you don't believe you're not a Muslim, the CIOG won't give you. We have not received that. We have not received with the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha only supplying Hindus. We haven't had that. People, communities have been outreach. So we even ourselves have been providing these organizations with the monies and the supplies for them to help in the distribution. So we have all confidence, and I want to the people in New York and elsewhere to be assured that we have all confidence in the bodies that have been supporting this national effort, the CIOG, the Guyana Council of Churches, the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha. They have been very thorough, very, as it were, universal in their relief efforts. And again, it points to this spirit that came up with our people bonding together. And people were helping each other, notwithstanding race, notwithstanding religion, notwithstanding whatever differences. People were cooking and distributing food. As far as Berbice people are coming down, as far as Essequibo people are coming down, you know, Haji was telling me just now that in some communities he had trouble in telling people to stop cooking. They were overcooking in supplying, you know. Right now the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha and the Guyana Council of Churches have jointly established soup kitchens along the affected areas. And they're collaborating. So if you have a soup kitchen in a particular village where the Christian churches are doing, you will also find that the Hindu brothers will go to a different community. So you have this collaborative approach. Because if Hindus, Christians, and others live there, they are benefiting. So I think it represents our people coming together. And I think it's very commendable. Our people have shown national resilience. They've shown toughness. They've shown focus on us working together. They're in good spirit, despite all the difficulties created and the havoc by the flood. And our people are in a spirit to move forward and to overcome this obstacle.
Thanks very much, Robert. Pleasure talking to you. And in New York, you heard it straight from the liaison to the president, Chief Liaison Officer, Mr. Robert Persaud, saying they're cutting across ethnic lines here. CIOG is working in collaboration with all the relief committees here that have been put in place by government. And this we appreciate. Thanks very much. Pradeep Kumar reporting from the tarmac of the Cheddie Jagan International Airport in Guyana. Thank you. We'll be right back.